It's a beautiful day to do some magic, my friends. Okay. Have you ever felt energetically tied to someone that is no longer in your life? Or that your energy is constantly being pulled to a situation or emotions that it's leaving you feeling stuck or drained? I have just the thing for you. Today we are going to talk about something that is super important for all my little empathetic witches out there. Hi, my name is Cambria, and if you're new to my channel, I am a psychic medium witch, and I love all things self-development and healing. And today we are going to talk about cord cutting. I am going to guide you through what cord cutting actually means, how to do it, when to do it, and how to claim back your power and your energy. So what is cord cutting? I know that this term gets kind of thrown around a lot, and we're gonna go over what it truly is. And what do we mean when we talk about cords in the first place? Cords are streams of energy that connect us to different people, places, things, situations, and emotions. Most of the time they don't really pose a problem. Like, we have cords of energy connected to our loved ones, to certain memories, places, houses, and usually those don't really have any problems. However, it becomes an issue when we feel like our energy is constantly being siphoned from a certain emotion, situation, or even person. There are certain instances when cord cutting becomes necessary. I work a lot with clients with cord cutting around certain emotions. These dense, heavy emotions like guilt, shame, and doubt can really block our manifestations. They can block us from feeling our most beautiful, radiant self. So I work a lot with cord cutting with certain emotions, and we can cord cut our energy from certain situations and people that might not be in the best interest to be in our life anymore, if you know what I mean. If you feel like you are tied to a certain person or situation, and you feel like you have all of this emotion and energy streaming to them, it might be necessary to cut that cord of energy off. You might have a cord of energy streaming to them, and they also might have a cord of energy streaming to you. You can tell this through a couple different signs. I can always feel like my energy is being kind of drained if I am in a constant state of energy fatigue, if I feel like my energy field is very scattery and I don't feel synced in and grounded to myself. Another little one, and this might get a little controversial, but if someone is constantly popping up in your thoughts and in your dreams, I'm a believer that they might have a little energy cord streaming to you. And this could be as simple as them thinking about you, and it can also be as simple as them talking about you. As a witch and as a manifester and as an occultist, I believe that our words carry so much power and so much energy. So if someone is simply speaking about you, in a positive or negative way, it doesn't really matter, that is energy streaming towards you. Our words are spellcasters after all, okay? I mean, let's be real. This is usually fine. However, it can get a little murky when there's a lot of heavy and strong emotions involved. Emotions is just energy in motion. So when we have all of those emotions tied to a certain person or a certain situation, and they're constantly speaking about us or thinking about us, it can feel like our energy is constantly being drained out of our bodies. This is when we use our cord cutting spell, ritual, technique to really break that connection and reclaim our energy and reclaim our power. When and why are we going to use a cord cutting spell? I want to set a little bit of a disclaimer that cord cutting is extremely powerful. We need to move with a lot of intention and clarity. So really get clear on why you want to do this spell and ritual. Like, should we start just chopping cords left and right when we get mad at our sister for stealing our clothes for the millionth time? No, probably not. I would recommend something else, okay? I came across this information recently and I do want to share. As far as moving forward with a cord cutting spell, if you are cutting energetic ties to a past version of yourself, whether that is in a darker time of your life, in a harder time of your life, or if you're cutting ties and energetic cords with an ex, like romantic partner, be a little cautious and really think about it. I know cord cutting can seem like the end all be all when you have a really big, ugly breakup and you're like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna cut the cord and I'm gonna be fully done. I understand that. However, I would just think about it a little bit more in depth and really think about why you want to do that, and maybe reframe it from cutting ties and cutting energetic cords with the feelings and the emotions that that person made you feel. At the end of the day, good relationship or bad relationship, they are lessons. They have taught us something and they've made you the resilient person that you are today. So just be aware that all of those experiences, whether you want to chalk them up to be good or bad, they made you the beautiful, magical person that you are right now. And they've made you more resilient and they've made you a stronger person. So just keep that in mind when we start thinking about cutting ties with ex-romantic partners. Okay? It can get a little murky and messy. However, if you want to cut energetic cords with the way that they made you feel, so much more powerful and so much more healing. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the nitty gritty. Cord cutting is perfect if you are ready to cut energetic ties with a person, a place, a situation, or emotions that you feel like are no longer serving you and that should no longer be in your life or in your energy field. Our energy is our currency, and if we feel like we are stuck in a loop, constantly streaming our energy to memories and emotions and people that no longer serve us, we will feel drained and defeated. Cord cutting isn't driven by force, hate, or anger, as much as sometimes we might feel those things. It is a release of mutual ties for us to reclaim our energy and our power. It is equally powerful and important to realize that cord cutting is also about cutting your energy off from this feeling, situation, or person. It is a mutual separation and severing done with the utmost love and respect and light. Okay, so let's get to the how we perform our cord cutting spell. I know there's probably a million different ways to do a cord cutting spell, and I would love to hear anything that resonates with you that you have done in the past, but this is my favorite way, and here's what you will need. You will need 2 candles. Now you can cord them together yourself if you want to, or some vendors or metaphysical stores have candles that are already wicked in the middle, which is super fun. You are going to need a fire-safe dish or candle holders. The herbs I like to use are slippery elm, especially if there's been some chatter. I have known this to be a good little gossip stopper. And once again, I'm a firm believer in words holding so much power and energy, so I like to cut that off from the source, and slippery elm will help with that, as well as juniper berry for protection. And as always, the absolute most powerful tool in this spell is that of our visualization. I always start with calling in my guides and goddesses. You can call in your higher self, God, angels, whatever feels right for you. Asking them to assist and help let this ritual be intended with love and to work out for the best possible outcome always. We are going to start with carving our name in one of the candles and carving whatever you are cutting away from in the other, whether that is a person or how a situation made you feel. Carve it into the other candle. I dress every candle with oil before any ritual as well. And we are going to place our herbs in our space. And you can do this a couple ways, but do whatever resonates with you, whatever feels right. And now this is where you can get creative. If you want to use pictures of this person, write down the emotion or situation, or write down the emotion a situation conjured for you. Do that and place it underneath the candle. Now, as we light the candles, visualize you and this person holding hands or the energetic cords that you are running to them. That feeling that you wrote down or the feelings that this person has made you feel them in your body. This is what's going to give your spell and ritual the power that it needs. Feel those feelings in your body. Let whatever needs to come up do so. Feel all the emotions and then visualize a pair of shiny scissors or a sword, if you want to get cute and creative, or whatever tool cutting that stream of emotions and energy to that person or that feeling. Now that we have cut that stream of energy, transmute it with something else. Embrace the feeling of freedom, of love, of security, of safety, whatever feels right for you. I always send that cord of energy back to that person with love, or back to source with love, and then knowing that it mutually needs to be done and that stream of energy needs to be cut. This is when you can set the picture or the written emotion down, place them in a fire-safe dish, and set them on fire as well. I then imagine myself wrapped in a glowing light of protection. Protection always my witches, so we know that. And gratitude that I've called and claimed all my energy back to myself. If you need to repeat this a couple times, if it doesn't really quite feel right the first time, repeat it as much as you need to really sink it into your body. I then thank all my gods and goddesses and send love to that person or emotion a final time and be done. We will let our candles burn, and I want you to pay attention to how those candles are burning. How is the flame compared to the other? Is one dripping, leaning? Is one burning faster than the other? All these little things can give you some insight to how that person is feeling, what their energy feels like, and it can honestly lead to more closure. Okay, so now that we have done our ritual, I am so excited to hear how it's all worked out for you. This cord cutting spell I had actually just performed recently, and it has brought me so much peace, so much closure. And if you're anything like me, a witch, we need something tangible, a physical release, the use of our elements around us to really let go and see it disappear. And that's what this does. As much of this is powerful in cutting away from something or a feeling, a situation, or a person, it is so much more powerful when we actually feel our energy being called back to ourselves. Please don't forget that. You are powerful, you are beautiful, you are magical, and your energy is sacred. It is so worth it to let go of situations, of memories, of people that don't serve your highest, truest, most beautiful self. You owe it to yourself to let go of anything that is no longer serving you so you can show up in our beautiful world as the magical, special person that you are. I hope this resonates with you, and I can't wait to hear all of your magical, beautiful cord cutting experiences. Please leave me a comment below. I would love to read them. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you are beautiful, you are magical, you are divine, and I'll see you next time. Boom, baby.